What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? So the modern dating scene is savage, especially for men. You dig what I'm saying? Since this is a men's channel, I will be talking about the men's aspect, even though a lot of young ladies are getting dead dirty out here as well. But I'm just going to be talking in general, but more towards the men. Guys, the dating scene is savage out here. So this video is not like a doom and gloom type of deal. It's just letting you know, hey, look, you might have to adapt some stuff, okay? You might have to get with the times, so to speak. You feel me? And I'm going to get right into it. First of all, this is Tarik Talks. You guys could have been anywhere in the world, but you are here with me, and I humbly appreciate it. We live in a sneaky link culture, okay? What does sneaky link mean? Sneaky link pretty much means side pieces, you know, effing around on the side, your late night tips, your late night creeps, you know, creeping around with your side pieces and all that. So basically that translates into no loyalty. And yes, this has been going around since the beginning of time. Since time started, we've had this, but the only difference is it was condemned, or it was looked very down upon, right? If a chick had a sneaky link, or she was effing around on the side and stuff like that, it would be extremely frowned upon. She would be ostracized from her community, okay? That's just how it was back then. But nowadays, or her reputation would be just blemished. But nowadays, sneaky links are somewhat encouraged, right? It's somewhat celebrated. It's somewhat like, oh, you have a sneaky link, you go, girl. You got a side piece. Oh, you always need to keep you a side ninja, right? All this side piece talk, and you need to have a side this and a side that. This is the culture that we live in. And like I said, it's been going on. Like, some of your grandparents had sneaky links, right? Some of your great, you know, since the beginning of time, they had the little type of deal going on. There's nothing new under the sun. The only difference is it's on steroids now. It is very prominent and it is celebrated. So you have to keep that in mind, right? Another thing is the whole flaking thing. Fellas, if you are in the dating scene, if you are doing this whole dating thing, just know you are going to get flaked on more times than you can count. I don't want to hear this whole not if you're a Chad bullshit. It doesn't matter, because you're not the only Chad on earth, right? This whole alphas don't get cheated on or get flaked on or anything. That's dumb as hell, bro, because you're not the only quote unquote alpha out there. All right. I just hate how other channels make it seem like if you're this super alpha, you know, they love using that damn word, that you're just immune to any of this. No one is immune. No man is immune. Because you thought you was the only one? Nah, player. You thought you was the only one balling? Nah, player. You thought you was the only one pimping? Nah, you not. Right? So with that being said, and it's way more accessible nowadays. Right? And I'm gonna get to the whole accessibility thing in a minute, but the whole flaking thing too. Like, man, look, the whole flaking epidemic, bro, just know that a lot of the chicks that you talk to ain't about nothing. I mean, I don't know what it is with this validation seeking, right? With this whole need for attention and validation from complete strangers. It has gotten look, when I was coming up, of course you had, and I'm a millennial, I'm 32. So our dating scene was the Gen Zs, was y'all's prototype. It was y'all's blueprint, believe it or not. Because when we was coming up, millennials, when we turned 19, 20, that's when the whole social media thing came to light. That's when smartphones started coming into play, right? When we was when we were just starting out in our adulthood. So we were the damn blueprints to this bullshit, okay? So, yeah, you would still have chicks that wanted attention, right? All that good stuff. You would have that here and there, right? Like, if Sally gave me her number and she had no intent on meeting up, that's fine. I know Susie is going to be down, right? I know Susie finna be down. So yeah, of course, nothing new under the sun, fellas. Everything that you think is new, everything you think is like so revolutionary and you think is a new problem is really not. It is an old problem, right? So anywho, the whole but it was manageable, right? It was like, okay, it kind of sucks she flake, but it's all good. Because another one, nowadays, bruh, you're going to have to get Sally's number. You're going to have to get Janie's number. You're going to have to get Keisha's number. You're going to have to get Maria's number. You're going to have to get Khadijah's number, right? We have to be inclusive here, okay? We don't want to leave anyone out. You feel me? So, you know, you got to get the rainbow of the damn flavors and just hope that they don't all fucking flake, because this flaking thing is real, right? And this is especially true for my guys still in the game, right? Still in the game. I do my thing here and there, but I'm not as wild with it. I left my demon time in my 20s, you feel me? I'm more on the chill side, so I'm not really doing the whole out of control dating thing no more, right? But some of you guys are doing this whole dating thing. Just know that you're gonna get freaking flaked on more times than you can count, right? More times than you can count, because this whole need for validation, I don't know what it is. I don't know psychologically what's going on with us. You feel me? Especially young ladies, right? I don't know what the there's something, and I don't want to get in my Dr. Phil bag, but there's something psychological about the need for validation, right? I guess I'm kind of going deep on this subject. I guess it's the fatherlessness epidemic, right? I guess it's the fatherlessness epidemic. And a lot of these young ladies feel like they want attention from men because they didn't get it from their daddy. You know, Tupac had a song called Just Like Daddy. You feel me? He was basically saying how he'll do all the things that her daddy didn't, right? And I might be wrong on this, but subconsciously that might be it, right? That whole need for validation. Because guys, this need for validation thing from females, it's nothing new. They're creatures of beauty, right? We look at them as creatures of beauty. So naturally, how they're going to react is they want that attention for their beauty. But nowadays, like I said, it's like validation on crack. There has to be, for you to go out, right, and seek a total stranger's validation, either in public or on social media, to seek a complete stranger's validation, for you to do all of that, for you to fake flirt, right? Because this whole fake flirting thing, I've been seeing this run rampant as well, where a chick will bat her eyes at you, give you a big smile, you know, do it damn near do this like this to you, and then, you know, when you come in and try to escalate things, she'll be like, oh no, you know, like act like all that shit she did, you know, all the things that she was doing, right? Because you don't just walk up to a person and start giving them the bedroom eyes and start batting your eyes at them and smiling super hard because, you know, you want to talk about knitting sweaters with them, right? That's flirting. You feel me? But they do all of that for attention from a complete stranger. And this is also running rampant in the dating game. This is why there's a lot of videos coming out, right? That's why all these red pillars and shit make videos about chicks wanting to be validated, because it's very true, right? And yes, sometimes I go in on, you know, all these videos and stuff, bashing chicks all the time and stuff. There is some truth to it. There is some truth to it, especially if you've been out here, right? You've been dealing with enough chicks. You've ran into this. You've ran into a chick just giving her phone number to you, or even coming up to you, bro. Even initiating conversation with you and being flirty and throwing out these little sexual innuendos. Then when you go and text her, she either doesn't answer or she's like, she basically tells you I'm not interested, right? So that's running super rampant. Another thing too is the accessibility that I was talking about. The whole social media thing. This is like a this is like, put it to you like this. Think of a crack addict, right? So a crack addict, let's say, and this is going to be an analogy. It's going to be a super weird analogy, but stick with me. A crack addict, let's say, would have to hit the local corner store to get his fix, right? He would have to actually walk. He would have to actually, or she would have to actually do some work, right? for their fix, for their crack rock. They would have to walk or go to their local dope boy, trap house, corner store, whatever. So they had to earn it, right? Think of it like this. Think of if crack was virtual, right? And I know this sounds weird, but stick with it. And hey, it sounds weird now, but who knows? Maybe we could, in the near future, we could like drink and eat virtually. Like, I know I'm getting off topic and this shit sounding crazy as hell, but who the hell knows 1,000 years from now? Okay. Anyway, pretend now they have an app where they can get crack through the damn phone, right? They have a little attachment piece on their phone and they stick it through their vein or something like that. Or hell, it's even plugged up to their brain and they start getting crack right off their phone. Now it's like they could get their hit as much as possible. You guys see where I'm going with this? I know it was a terrible analogy, right? But you see where I'm going with this. Same thing with this whole accessibility and validation thing. It's just instantaneous. This little smartphone thing, whoever made it was a genius. They knew what the hell they were doing, right? So that's how it is with the accessibility, dog. Look, man, I knew chicks personally, right, that dealt with rappers, dealt with ball players. You dig what I'm saying? Like, they dealt with these type of guys, and it's even easier on social media because no time in the world until recently where you could talk to a celebrity, right? Where you could talk to a damn celebrity. You feel me? And celebrities sometimes answer back, like Dave East. If you guys know who Dave East is, I remember haters would leave like hate comments, and Dave East himself would answer to those haters. Like, we've never had accessibility like this before. And these chicks, all they got to do is slather on a little bit of makeup, right? Take a couple of cute photos where the light hits them right, and bam, they're getting piped for the night when this guy's in town, right? When whichever celebrity's in town, Lil Baby, you feel me, Driz, whoever, Moneybag Yo, whoever's in town, they getting piped for the night, and then that celebrity's bouncing. Which, all of this comes with consequences, right? I've told y'all in other videos, this whole effing off, these chicks effing off with a bit, and guys too, but I'm talking about chicks. These chicks effing off with 100, sometimes that's literally hundreds of guys and stuff, and they think they got all the time in the world as youngsters, and then when they hit their later years, 35 and shit, and they're like, oh, damn, I can't, these guys aren't sliding in my DMs anymore. Then that's the downside of it, but that's another video, right? But this is the modern dating scene. It's very savage. It's very just a free-for-all, right? So guys, what the takeaway from this is, the takeaway that I'm trying to give y'all is, stay on your toes, right? There is a solution. You have to stay on your toes. You have to adapt. And unfortunately, you have to be somewhat disconnected, right? From chicks. And I know this sounds bad and harsh, but for too long, we've been programmed to do the opposite, which is over-attach ourselves, right? We were programmed by all of these corny-ass Disney movies and all these corny-ass romantic comedies to just be these blubbering idiots that just ignore all the red flags in a chick and say shit like, oh, she's just a delicate flower, and just don't judge her, right? Nah, F that. You got to change that. You got to start thinking like how a man supposed to think. You feel me? You have to start thinking how a man is, you have to maneuver how a man is supposed to maneuver, which is with, hey, look, I have to be decisive about this. I can't be all emotional and mushy-gushy. I got to just let this bad situation go and work on myself 50 times as harder, right? So you got to adapt to the environment. That's how us men, we survive all of these styles. If the men in the past didn't adapt to their environment, we would not have made it this far, right? So do the same thing with this whole dating scene. If you see red flags, if this chick is talking about a whole bunch of male friends and she's telling you about sneaky links, and she's over here talking about listening to music that talks about sneaky links and hot girl shit, and she, you know what I'm saying, all of this stuff. Watch out for that. Don't just ignore it. Don't just be like, oh, she's a delicate flower and she's misunderstood. Okay, bro, go ahead and take that route. Go ahead and take that she's misunderstood route. You know, not saying to judge anybody, because who the fuck am I to even judge anybody, right? But these, still, you can't ignore these things, bro. And either females or males, right? Don't ignore red flags in either of them. Just disconnect yourself. Anyway, I hope this video helped. Peace.